Today on Cooking with Chef Fred, we're going to make zucchini bread. We're going to take this wonderful zucchini and we're going to turn it into mini zucchini bread loaves. So stick around and I'll show you how we do it. So over the weekend we went up to my father-in-law's house. He has this beautiful garden and we picked these beautiful zucchinis out of his garden. And I've got a link right up here to us going to the garden. You can check that out. But we're going to put these together now. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn your oven on to 350 degrees. Okay, to start off with, we're going to take 2 eggs and put them into the mixer. Okay. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we need to measure out 200 grams of sugar. So we're going to turn on our scale. It's on grams already, so we'll put this on and we're going to zero it out. So we got 0 grams and simply pour in till we get 200. And as you get a little close, you just want to take it easy because it don't take but just a second, and there you go, we're at 200. Now, I need 52 grams of brown sugar, so what I'm going to do is zero it out again. And this way, I can measure everything in the same bowl, and I don't have to worry about dirtying up extra things and all that. So we're going to do 52 rather, grams of brown sugar. Okay, and that should be about it, a little bit more. There we go. And if it goes over just a tad bit, that is okay, no worries. Okay, and then we're going to take this and put into our mixer. And then we'll get this going, and we want to mix this until it's nice and creamy. Oh, I guess it'll help if we plug in the mixer. I believe that would help a little bit. Okay, now that's nice and mixed up. So we'll turn that off. Okay, now we're going to add our half cup of vegetable oil and our 1 cup of shredded zucchini. That will go in. And then we're going to let that have a mix. Next, we need 195 grams of all-purpose flour. Now I have zeroed out, so I have my bowl and my sifter on there, which is already zeroed out. So I'm going to add my flour. And then once I get to 195, I will just give it a good sift. I like to sift the flour so there's not any lumps in it, and it just turns out a better baked good. And there we are at 195. So we'll just take this and give it a good sift. And then you can see it's got that big hard chunk there, and that's not good to have in there, so we'll take that out. So that's the purpose of sifting. Okay, we'll put that back on, and then we're back at 195. So we'll take that. Now we're going to add our spices, which we have in here. We have our cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, our salt, and our nutmeg. We'll get those into the mix, and we'll just give that a stir to get that nice and mixed and incorporated. Now I've already have my walnuts chopped up, but what I'm going to do is take a little bit of that flour and put into the walnuts and give those a stir. What that does is it just helps your walnuts not float all the way to the bottom when you mix them in to your batter. And then we add our flour and spices. And we're going to give that a mix. Now this we just want to mix just until it's incorporated. We don't want to over mix it, because over mixing is going to make it for a dense, heavy bread, and we want it to be nice and light. Okay. And once that gets nice and mixed, we're going to take our spatula and just give that a good little scrape. Make sure we get everything off of the bottom. And we'll give that a turn. And that's it. That's as much as we need to do with that. We'll take our beater out. Sorry for all the noise. Gets kind of noisy. Now we're going to take our walnuts and dump those in. And then we're just going to fold those in. We don't want to give a big stir. We just want to give them a nice fold, just so that they're all the way in there, because we want them to float in the batter. We don't want them to sink all the way to the bottom. Now I'm going to get my pans and we'll put them in the pans. Okay, now we're going to take a half a cup and dip into our batter, and then each pan I have already sprayed and greased them with some Baker's Joy, and we're going to take a half a cup and put into each pan. And then the last A little bit of it goes in the last pan. Okay, now I've got a 1/2 cup in each pan, and that's so that they'll all bake nice and evenly. So we're going to take these and put them into the oven. Okay, so in they go, and we're going to bake those for 30 minutes. Alrighty, let's see, they're ready to come out of the oven. You want to insert a toothpick, and a toothpick should come out clean, and when it does, they are ready. After they sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, turn them out onto a cooling rack and just let them cool until they get very, very cool. Then you'll be ready to wrap them up and give them away. Okay, now our zucchini bread has come out of the oven, and I have a little slice here, and we're going to give it a taste. Right off the bat, it is so moist. Very moist, and you get the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the walnuts. Oh, this is, I believe, the best zucchini bread that I've made. It is just perfect. That is so good. Now, if you haven't made any zucchini bread, you need to try out this recipe. It is so delicious. And those small loaves that I made are easy to give away to friends and family. So this is Chef Fred with Cooking with Chef Fred, and I invite you to go and cook something great today. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.